Now students, in this video we are going to study further about the lesson. In this, first of all, we will study about the Kerala. Now Kerala is a state in the southwest corner of India. It is surrounded by the sea on one side and hills on the other. A number of spices like pepper, cardamom, cloves are grown on the hills. Now you can see the spices. So first is the pepper, second is the clove, and third is the cardamom. So all these things grows on the hills of the Kerala, and it is spices that made this region an attractive place for traders. Attractive place for traders means the persons, those who came for the business, they are specially coming for taking these spices in the Kerala, and they used to take it and sell it to the other parts of the country. Then Jewish and Arab traders were the first to come here. The Jewish people and the Arab people, they had first came in the Kerala for the trading purpose. Then the Apostle of Christ. Apostle of Christ, the meaning of apostle means one of the 12 men chosen by the Christ to spread his teachings. Means from the Jesus Christ, 12 men were chosen as the spreader of the teachings of their Christianity. So apostle was one of them. So it was believed that the Apostle of Christ, Saint Thomas, is believed to have come here, to come in the Kerala nearly 2000 years ago, and he is credited with the bringing of Christianity to India. Means when he has came to our India, that time he has brought with him the Christianity religion to our country. Then many Arab traders also came to settle down, and after that many Arab traders, they had came and settled in our India in the Kerala. Then Ibn Battuta, who travelled here a little less than 700 years ago, and wrote a travel log in which he described the lives of Muslims. Now Ibn Battuta, he was a Muslim person, and he has travelled there in Kerala less than 700 years ago. Means before 700 years ago he travelled there, and that time he has written a travel log means in the written form about the travelling. It was there, and in that he has describes the lives of the Muslim people and says that they were a highly respected community, and in that he has mentioned that they were the highly respected community. Then the Portuguese has discovered the sea route to India from Europe, when the Vasco da Gama has landed toward India with his ships. Now because of all this various historical influence, people in Kerala practice different religions such as Judaism, Islam, Christianity, and many other they had done. Now here you can see that Islam is there, Judaism is there, all these religious symbols you can see. So all these religions, all these different religions were performed in Kerala. They had followed by the people in the Kerala. Now the first picture you can see there about Judaism is given there. Then Islam religion is given here. Then about the Hindu religion, all the symbols are given to you. About Christianity given. About the Buddhism is also given. Then the next thing is that these all the religions had followed in our India at that time. Then after that, the Chinese people, they are using this type of fishing net. So the fishing nets used here look exactly like the Chinese fishing nets and are called Chinavala. And this type of fishing nets are used in Kerala. They are called as the Chinavala. And it is believed that the word Chin could have came from China. The fertile land and the climate are suited to growing rice, and a majority of people here eat rice and fish and vegetables. And one more thing is there that you can see another one more picture is here. That picture, this is showing, this is one utensil, and this utensil is called as China Chati, and it was also believed that it came from the Chinese word also. It is China Chati. Okay, so now these two things are having the ancients from the China, or their names are similar from the China, so that's why they are naming like that, China Chati and Chinavala. Now the next thing is that while the Kerala and Ladakh, they both are the different. Now you can see that the map, the location of both the places, that Ladakh, it is in the northern part of our India, Kerala, it is in the southern part of our India. So their geographical features are also different, and the history of both the regions has seen similar culture influence, means the cultural influence are somewhat same over there. Both regions were influenced by Chinese and Arab traders in both the places, in Ladakh also and in Kerala also. The Chinese and Arab traders has came, they had done their business, they had done their trade over there. So it was the geography of Kerala which allowed for the cultivation of spices, and the special geographical location of Ladakh and its wool that drew traders to these regions. And thus history and geography are often tied in the cultural life of a region. That's why that history and geography, they both are the part of cultural life of any region. Now the next thing, that the influence of these diverse cultures is not merely a thing of the past, means it is not only about the past. Our present lives are also about moving from place to place for work, and with each move our cultural traditions and way of our life slowly become part of the new place we are in. If suppose we are Gujarati, we are living in Gujarat, but if suppose your parents got transferred and if you go to any other state, suppose you go to Maharashtra, so somewhat their culture also you started accepting, somewhat their culture influence also comes on you. So similarly in our own neighborhoods, we live close to people from several communities in our neighborhood also, from different communities people are living. So our daily lives are about the ways in which we do things together and hear stories about each other's lives, customs and traditions. So day to day life, we are listening about each other's lives, each other's customs, traditions. Some are having different customs, traditions. The way of enjoying the festival, celebrating the festivals is different. So that all the things we enjoy. Now after this, the next and the last topic of this chapter we are going to study, that is unity in diversity. India's diversity has always been recognized as a source of its strength. Means diversity means in our India so many differences are there, and it was recognized, it was known as a source of its strength. And these differences in our country, that is our great strength. When the British ruled India, women and men from different cultural regions, religious and regional backgrounds came together to oppose them. And at that time, India's freedom movement has thousands of people of different backgrounds. Some people were Muslim, Sikh, Isai, Christian, all the different religious people were there. And they worked together to decide joint actions. They went to the jails together and they found that different ways to oppose the British. So that time all the people, they became united. And the interestingly part of that was that British thought that they could divide the Indians. Students, already in the 5th standard you had studied about it, that divide and rule policy which British has applied on the Indians. So they thought that they could divide the Indians because they were so different and then continue to rule them. But the people showed how they could be different and yet be united in their battle against the British. They had shown by it. Then there was one song was written after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Here you can see that Jallianwala Bagh massacre has happened. So in that, first of all we will discuss about this massacre, that in the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in Amritsar it was held, and in that the British General Dyer, he has opened the fire on a large group of unarmed peaceful people. That people, they were not having any type of equipments with them. They are without weapon. They don't have anything with them, and they had just gathered over there for a meeting. That type, many men, women, children, old people were there. Many people were gathered over there. And at that time, this British General Dyer, he has started open fire on the people, and the only one entry exit gate was there, that was closed. So that was a big battle happened over there at that time. Many people has tried to save their lives. They had jumped in the well over there, and at that time the song was composed and sung to honor the memory of those brave people, those who has lost their life during the Jallianwala Bagh. So that poem is like that. This poem it is taken from Indian People's Theatre Association, IPTA, and it is like that. Don't forget the days of blood, oh friend. In the midst of your happiness, remember to shed a tear for us. The hunter has thrown away every single flower. Do plant a flower in the desert garden, dear friend. Having fallen 2 bullets, we slept in Jallianwala Bagh. Do light a lamp on this lonely grave, O friend. The blood of Hindus and Muslims flows together today. Do soak your robe in this river of blood, dear friend. Some rot in jails while others lie in their graves. Do shed a few tears for them, O friend. So, this poem is telling us about the people, those who have sacrificed their life in this Jallianwala Bagh massacre for our country. So, this poem is dedicated to those people. Then, after the next part of this, which we are going to study, that who is this personality? Can you identify, students? Yes, Jawaharlal Nehru. So there is different songs and symbols which has come out at the time of freedom struggle. So they always constantly they give the reminder of our country's rich tradition and respect for the diversity. And Jawaharlal Nehru, he has given this phrase to our country about the unity in diversity. And it was believed that Indian unity is, and he has said that in one book, Jawaharlal Nehru has written a book, and in that he has written that Indian unity is not something imposed for the outside, but rather it was something deeper and within its fold. The widest tolerance of belief and custom was practiced, and every variety acknowledged and even encouraged. Means in that Jawaharlal Nehru has told about the strength of the people of our country, and he has told that he has given this logo that unity in diversity, it is the only word to describe our country. And different song symbols, and you know that this our national flag, it is also taken by the people at that time. Whenever they start their oppose against the Britishers, they used to hold the national flag in their hands, and they start opposing the Britishers. For their protest, they use our national flag. So I hope, students, you had understood this lesson. Thank you.